Hello, my name is Deya. A little bit about myself is I'm a second-year bio major. I like to be very organized with my stuff. I always like to know what I'm going to do with my day before my day starts. This year I had the privilege to be your social chair. I got to plan friendship games and the gauntlet along with Francis. So I feel like I'm very qualified to plan these big events like Barrio and PCN. I do know that it is a very demanding position, and I really am willing to put in all my time, even if that means sacrificing my other clubs, just so I can make sure that PCN and Barrio are flawless. I'm also part of Modern. I have been part of Modern for about a year and a half now, so I feel like knowing how CMCD plays a huge role into Barrio and PCN, I have the experience to know how to coordinate CMCD so they can be part of Barrio and PCN. I know that I am running alone, and I know that might bring a lot of questions to you guys, but in high school I ran a club almost as big as this with 150 freshmen, and I did just fine. I did a great job actually. I got awarded by the principal for doing it alone. And I feel like that is one of the greatest achievements that I've made in my life, because it does take a lot of work to run freshmen who, are all over the place. So I feel like I am very qualified to do this job. My schedule next semester isn't as busy as it was this semester, so I know that I'll have enough time to plan everything. I know that Barrio 10 is coming up next year, which is very big. So for that, I plan to bring some of the past people that came, like Melvin Sings. Joseph Vincent said he wants to come back, so I would bring him back. Thank you. It's fine. So.
Three questions.
Okay, so I know you were on the committee for, actually don't remember. Oh yeah, you were on the committee for Barrio and for PCN this year at all committees. But I also know being the director of PCN is a lot different than just sitting in the back and kind of watching everything happen. How do you plan on immersing yourself into the job after just watching? And how do you plan on executing the position and doing it well by just watching?
Well, I have been working with Denison very closely this whole year. I know that sometimes watching doesn't feel like enough, but I have always asked questions like, how did you do this? What do we do now? So I feel like it hasn't been all just sitting and watching. Like, I feel like I have gotten hands-on, so I know that I can do it. And if not, then there's always the past coordinators, the past directors that I can ask questions. Like, I know I'm not necessarily, it's my job, but I know I'm alone. Yes.
How will you bring more culture or Filipino culture to the club, not just through PCN, but through other means? What are some ideas?
I know that this year there was a lot of talk about having social gatherings that revolved around cultural things. So I would try to make that happen. I know this year technically wasn't necessarily, or the workshops weren't necessarily as successful as we wanted them to. So I would try to incorporate stuff like that into social gatherings and promote it, of course. Make sure that people go and learn more about the Filipino culture.
Same thing, same question from Jay. So the PCN director position requires constant communication with many entities outside of PAA. If elected, what are some ways we'll maintain relations and assume that we'll be stressed with this position, or is it stressed?
So to maintain those relationships, I feel like it's not just going up to that person and talking only business. So I wouldn't just necessarily go to them when I needed them, but talk to them outside of that to make sure I have that relationship with that person where it's not just business. like it's more than that. As of stress, I have always relieved my stress dancing, even if that means like not being like 100% active, but going once in a while to, for example, deco in water when I need to de-stress. Like, I would go to that.
Next, the last question is for you. So, planning barrio and PCN is just part of the ceremony of rehearsals. There are many more tasks and responsibilities that require you to plan way ahead of time. So, if elected, how and when do you start the planning process of barrio and PCN? At the same time, how will you keep track of the deadlines, because there's certain dates where you have to meet deadlines, and more importantly, maintaining your grades?
So if I am elected, I plan to start planning for barrio starting this summer. Starting talking to people that I would wish to come back for barrio this year, as well as talking to people here at UC Merced that will help me plan barrio. Like, I don't want to leave it until we come back to school and be like, okay, like let's start now. Like, no, I know that it is our 10th annual and that you need to put in a lot of work. So the sooner the better. Like I said, I'm very organized, so if I have deadlines, I would make sure to meet them a week before. Like, I know that's hard to say, like when it's a really tough job, but like the sooner you start, the better. And I feel like I'm very organized, so I can meet them without a problem.